Is Cristiano Ronaldo about to be dropped for the Arsenal game to be replaced by Taiwo? Welcome to your Forest News. Good morning, good evening, or good night. I hope you guys are doing well and welcome to your latest Forest News. As always, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And I got a lot to tell you guys about. This is there's gonna be like 3 or 4 different stories. I'm gonna tell you about these things I'm hearing about the team selection for tomorrow's match against Arsenal. Ryan Yates signs a new contract for Forest. Forest back Man City, and Marinakis has more allegations pushed his way. So plenty to cover off. Let me start with the latest team news that I'm hearing. Now, what I will say is I haven't got this verified, okay? It's just from a person, should we say, who I trust. And he's told me some things, and I'm just going to share it with you. I've no idea. Off the rip, I can't confirm or deny for sure. But the talk is that Wood may be dropped. Now, does that mean he's jet lagged or he's got back in late or something like that? And Taiwo to replace him up front? I don't know. Is he carrying a knock? I don't know. But this is what I'm hearing. I'm just sharing it with you guys. The other thing on this is apparently Morgan Gibbs-White has a knock as well and may be doubtful for the game tomorrow. And from what I'm hearing, Nuno's probably going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 with Yates and Dominguez in the 6 and the 8. Now, if all of this is true, and again, before you lot start clipping me up, I haven't had a chance to verify it. It's been a busy day. I think we could see Yates, Dominguez, Elliot Anderson in the 10. And then I think he will go with the wingers then, if like you follow this logic through, with the Langer on the right, Hudson-Odoi on the left, and then Taiwo up front. I just don't really want to believe it, is my honest assessment of it. I don't see the logic in dropping Wood. Apart from you would say that Taiwo has scored in most of the games he's played against Arsenal. He got the winner when we beat them 1-0. He got the one when we lost 2-1 away. The one when we lost 2-1 at home. So you can see a little bit of logic there. That's the only thing that would make sense to me about it. But look, I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's true or not. But I trust and love the guy who told me it. So we'll see. We'll see on that. What do you guys feel about that? Do you feel it's a bit of a curveball maybe Nuno's putting in? Or do you think no way can this be true? But it's fun though. It's fun to talk about the gossip and the rumours that are flying around. That's the news there on the team selection. And I would say, look, even if the thinking behind it, let's just pretend or assume that Wood isn't injured or jet lagged or whatever it might be, and that Taiwo's being put in because of his physicality. He's got a bit more pace than Wood. Maybe Forest are looking to hit on counter-attacks. I still don't know if I would trust him enough in his form. If it was Taiwo of last season, if he was a fully fit-looking Taiwo, then yeah, I would get the logic. So my gut feeling says it can't be true. I don't know. You guys get your thoughts in the comments on it down below. All right, let's move on to the next bit of news, and that's the vote on the APT, the Associated Party Transaction Rules for the Premier League. Now, we told you about this story a couple of weeks ago where Man City had took the Premier League to an arbitration court, and rules they were claiming they won. The Premier League were claiming they won. Look, I'm not going to go into it all again. If you want it, I'll leave the video on the end screen for you guys. But there was a vote on the correction of the rules that the Premier League proposed. And the vote only took like half an hour. And it was a 16-4 result in favour of the changes of the Premier League rules. And the 4 clubs that went against it: Man City, Villa, Newcastle, and Forest. Very, very interesting. And I think this tells you a lot about the ambition of certain clubs in the Premier League. I look at those 4 clubs now, and I'm looking at all the other 3 in different light. I've always had a soft spot for Newcastle. I like Villa. Now I'm thinking, okay, Forest are aligning themselves with clubs that have ambition and want to progress. And then these corrupt Premier League people are just trying to hold us back. So I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Now, I don't want to go into the whole rules and what rules are changed. Very briefly, this is the valuation of sponsorship deals with companies that are associated to the owner or the club or something like that. So say, for example, Marinakis decided to do a sponsorship deal with Forest with one of his shipping companies. This is where the APT rules would kick in to check its fair market value. Okay, that's it in a very, very quick nutshell. But how do you guys feel about the fact that Forest have sided with 115 and with Newcastle and Aston Villa on this vote? Are you for Forest backing it or are you against it? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move on to talk about the Greek father and the latest allegations that have been thrown his way. And these ones are actually quite serious. It is alleged that he's funded some ultras in Olympiacos and they've ended up killing a police officer. Look, I don't buy it for a second, but let me kind of talk you through the report here. So Marinakis, the Forest owner, is fighting a case in Greece alleging he financed sporting violence in an investigation relating to a death of a police officer last year. Olympiacos, who are also owned by the billionaire, immediately have hit out and said yet another attempt to blackmail, of blackmailing Marinakis and the club to fulfill specific political and business interest. Marinakis and 4 other Olympiacos executives have been charged with covertly running a violent group of ultra hooligans, according to Sky and various news outlets in Greece. And a case was launched after riot police came under attack last December from a group of Olympiacos ultras following a volleyball match in Athens. And it goes on to say they're talking about the fan group Gate 7. They were blamed for the attack and was covertly directed at the highest level of members of the managements or executives. Now, Olympiacos and Marinakis have flat out rejected and denied these. They say they have a crystal clear conscience when it comes to this. And look, I say, well, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I just say there's too many stories right now where people are trying to just target Marinakis. And I'm frankly getting quite sick of it. If it was the Olympiacos fans that did this attack, then that doesn't associate Marinakis directly by default. I just think what's happening now is a case of the profile of Forest is raising through the roof right now is crazy. And with Marinakis as well. With him getting, or in the process of getting Edu on board to cover all his clubs, with Forest doing so well, with him now being a billionaire, all these things put a target on his back. I'm not saying he's like, you know, a freaking saint or an angel. I'm sure he's got a couple of odd bits and bobs in the closet, as most people will have. But I don't understand why they keep targeting him. And he'll fight this and he'll probably win it, and then he'll probably sue them as well. So what I would say is anyone who's coming after Marinakis, they better be ironclad sure that they know what they're talking about. Now, why am I bringing this to you? I know it's not exactly Forest related, but it's about our owner. We spoke a few weeks ago about him suing some other people in Greece and what have you. It's just getting a little messy, and I'm feeling sorry for him because it's taken away from his focus on his businesses, and one of his main businesses is obviously Forest. So, Marinakis, I hope you get this sorted out, and I hope you clear your name. And if you do, you need to sue the crap out of all these people that are chucking allegations your way. But maybe some of you believe it. So I'm interested to know in your guys' thoughts on this stuff. Do you think Marinakis is clean as a whistle? Or do you think there's some truth? No smoke without fire, as they say. No fire without smoke. Whatever way around it is. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. And finally, congratulations to Ryan Yates, who signed a new long-term contract with Forest, keeping him at the club until 2028. It's a 3.5-year deal with an option to extend it by a further year. And he has said, I'll give you a few quotes, "I'm absolutely buzzing and can't wait for the season to start now. Having been here for so long, I really understand what the club means to people who have worked here for many years, the supporters and Nottingham in general. Every time I put the shirt on and wear the armband, I just look to reflect what this club is all about and what this city is about as well." And Ross Wilson has then added, "It goes without saying that we are thrilled to have reached an agreement with Ryan. He's someone our fans admire, and I know how much the club means to him. Our owner drives unity throughout the club, and undoubtedly, Ryan is a huge part of the togetherness. He will be crucial as we continue to strive forwards together." So Ryan Yates to sign. Now, usually he has signed, sorry. Usually the option is on the club side, not the players. So at the end of that period, the club decide whether or not they want to trigger that extension. I think it's a good deal. I think he is going to be staying at Forest. He's homegrown as well, which is good for the quota. But long term, I'm still not sure if he's a starter. I still think we need to see what Sangare's got and Danilo, and maybe we need one or two other new ones. So congratulations to Ryan Yates. He is now confirmed and signed. That brings you up to date with your latest Forest news. If you've enjoyed the content and haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. You can still grab the tickets for the signed framed Forest shirt over on Football Prizes. Scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. Come on, you Reds.